Good morning. Today we will discuss regarding ladder logic diagrams. There are several PLC programming languages such as ladder diagrams, that is LAD, instruction list, that is IL, and sequential function charts, that is SFC. Ladder programming is intended to be used by engineers without any great knowledge of programming. It became adopted by most PLC manufacturers. However, each tended to have developed their own versions. Now, regarding ladder diagrams, you can see the simple electrical circuit on a left hand side having a switch which will operate the motor, and on a right hand side you can see the relay ladder diagram having the switch which will operate the motor. So on a left hand side there is a simple electrical circuit, and on a right hand side there is a relay ladder diagram. Now regarding ladder diagram, a ladder diagram is a means of graphically representing a logic required in a relay logic system. So it is a network of contacts and coils that are arranged on rungs between two vertical lines called power rails. So you can see in a diagram the vertical lines that are called the rails and the horizontal lines that are called the rung. Now we will see some key features of the ladder diagram. First is a contact called start might be representing the on and off states of switch initiates the ladder rung to operate an output device. So you can see the two states, that is on and off. On means it is a true, that is contact closer or energize, etc. And other state is off means it is false, contact open and de-energize, etc. There are two types of contacts used. One is normally open, that is NO switch or NO contact, and the other is normally closed, that is NC contact. The NO contact will not provide energy flow from the left power line to the next devices until it is activated. The NC contact normally provides the energy flow in an unactuated position, that is the difference between NO and NC switch or NO or NC contact. The output device is normally a coil, will be on a right side of the ladder rung and actuated when the contact is on. The ladder diagram is read from left to right and from top to bottom. Each rung is scanned and evaluated one after the another. So another that is called the boxes. So boxes represent various instructions or functions that are executed when power flows to the box. So some of these functions are timers, counters and math operations. Now some output devices that are shown in this slide for contact relay, normally closed, normally open switch, then the relay, contactor, motor, solenoid, wall, indicating lamp, timer, up counter and down counter. These are the symbols for the output devices that are shown. Now regarding ladder diagram, you can see in a slide, this is the ladder diagram. You can see in a diagram there is a left power rail and right power rail. So the vertical lines are called as power rails and horizontal lines are called as rungs. So you can see the rung 1, rung 2, rung 3, rung 4 and the end rung. So the ladder diagram is read from left to right and from top to bottom. Each rung is scanned and evaluated one after the other. Normally, each rung is started with an input or inputs and must end with at least one output. The particular input or output devices can appear in more than one rung. So this is regarding the explanation of the ladder diagram. So each rung on a ladder defines one operation in a control process. Each rung must start with an input or inputs and must end with at least one output. Now we will see the difference between relay operation and PLC operation. The hardwire electrical circuits of the processes or machines can be drawn in relay ladder diagram form. Hardwire logic is nothing but the logic control determined by various devices. When a switch is pressed, a relay coil is energized and its associated contacts X1 change the state. The NO contact will close, resulting turning on the lamp. The NC contact will open, resulting turning off the motor. Opening the switch, that is start switch, will de-energize the relay coil, resulting switching off the lamp and turning on the motor. Now we will see the PLC operation. The above relay ladder diagram is then converted into program, which is entered into the memory of PLC, and this process is known as ladder diagram programming. So this is a ladder diagram programming. Symbols and numbers of the ladder diagram represent the instruction and address respectively. The run operation of a control executes the program and provides the outputs accordingly in a sequential manner. The difference between electrical circuit ladder diagram, that is relay ladder diagram, and PLC ladder diagram is, first is power supply is not included in a ladder diagram. Then input must always precede the outputs and are in the form of NO and NC contacts. There must always be one output on each line. Each line of the ladder diagram is known as rung. The last rung of a ladder diagram must have an end statement. So this is the difference between relay ladder diagram and PLC ladder diagram. Now we will see the logic functions. The logic functions can be obtained by a combination of switches. So first is the AND logic. So before that we will see what is logic functions. Logic is the ability of PLC to make decisions when more than one factor must be taken into account before a device is operated. For example, the drilling operation can be started only if the job is clamped properly and safety guards is positioned properly. So the first logic that we will see, that is AND logic. So on a left hand side you can see the relay ladder diagram, and on the right hand side you can see the logic ladder diagram. So for the AND logic, output is not energized unless two NO switches are closed. NO means it is a normally open switches. So output is not energized unless two NO switches are closed. That is AND logic. Then OR logic. So many inputs provides output voltage. The output is energized when switch A or B or both are closed. That is input 1 and input 2 that are closed. Then not operation. The output is on when the push button is not actuated. Push button, that is S1, is not actuated, and the output is off when push button is actuated. Then NAND gate or the NAND logic. So it is a combination of NOT and AND function, that is NAND logic. Then NOR logic. It is a combination of OR and NOT gates, is termed as NOR gate. Then combination of AND OR. A normally open switch A must be activated and either of two other normally open switches B and C must be activated for a coil to be energized. So there is a combination of AND OR gate or the OR logic. Then XOR function. So it is an OR gate with no output when there is no input to input 1 and input 2, as well as there is an input to both input 1 and input 2. So this sample application of logic gate, it is given. So it is an application of an AND gate. So consider the requirement for there to be an output to the solenoid controlling the valve that will open a shop door. When shopkeeper has closed a switch to open a shop and a customer approaches the door and is detected by a sensor which then gives the high signal. So different conditions that are given in the chart so that you can see when the solenoid or you will get the output. When the two conditions are satisfied, then only you will get the output. Means shop open switch, that will be on, and customer of approaching sensor, that will be on, then only you will get the output or the door will be open. Then latching. A latch or the ladder latch circuit facilitates to hold an output energized even when the input ceases. The output coil maintains its status until a different condition occurs, which is used to reset the coil to off. So latching circuit that is used in a situations where it is necessary to hold a coil energized even when the input which energize it ceases. A self-maintaining circuit which after being energized remains in that state until another input is received. So the explanation of the latching circuit is when input 1 is energized and closes, there is an output. However, when there is an output, a set of contacts associated with the output is energized and closes. So these contacts are the input 1 contacts. Thus, even if input 1 contacts open the circuit, will still remain the output energized. The only way to release the output is by operating the normally closed contact, that is input 2. So this is regarding the latching circuit. So the example of latching circuit that is given in this slide how the circuits it is latch that is given, the arrangement of latching that is given in this slide. Then sequencing. So in a sequencing, the sequencing system uses internal timing devices to determine when to initiate changes in output variables. Washing machines, dryers, dishwashers, and simple or similar appliances use sequencing systems to time the start and stop of cycle elements. So you can see the sequencing circuit. So consider the requirement for a ladder program for a pneumatic system with double solenoid valves controlling two double acting cylinders A and B. If limit switches A minus A plus B minus B plus are used to detect the limits of the piston rod movements in the cylinders, and the cylinder activation sequence A plus B plus A minus B minus is required. So you can see the circuit diagram on a left hand side, on a ladder programming on a right hand side. So when the start switch is activated, so when the piston rod is at B minus, it will activate the switch B minus. You can see the rung first, that is B minus switch. When B minus switch is activated, so it will energize the solenoid A plus. So you can see the both the diagrams. So when A plus is activated, so it will activate or it will move the piston in a forward direction. Then you will get the A plus stroke. Then when piston rod that will move at B plus, so B plus, these are the limit switch. So that limit switch that will activate the solenoid B plus. So when B plus is activated, then you will get the forward stroke of cylinder B. When the piston rod that will reach at the B plus, then A minus solenoid that will get activated, and when the piston rod that will move at the B minus, so according to that you will get the sequence A plus, B plus, A minus and B minus. So you can see this slide for the sequencing operation. Then timers. A timer is a device that switches its output on or off at preset time intervals. So common timers used in industry and in homes, that is switch on when activated and remain on for a program length of time. So some timers are activated by depressing a start button. So first timer, so the PLC timers are output instructions that activate or deactivate a device after a preset interval of time. So PLC timers offer the advantage that their setting can be altered easily, or the number of them used in a circuit can be increased or decreased. In fact, the timers count second or fractions of a second by using an internal microprocessor clock. So they are used to delay the operations of PLC outputs or to hold the outputs energized for a preset time. So the types of timers. So first is on delay timer, that is TON, or delay on timer. The timer here is like a relay with coil which is energized when the input becomes true. It then closes the time contact on rung 2 after some preset time has elapsed. The timer is reset when the input goes off. So this timer waits for a fixed delay period before turning on. When there is an input, the timer is energized and starts timing. After some preset time, the contacts associated with the timer close and the output occurs. Then delay off timers or TOF. So in this, when switch or the input switch is closed, the contact would energize the timer and hold the output for a specified set value of specified time. The action of TOF is to delay setting of the output. So a timer which switches off an output after time delay. When the input closes or input contacts are momentarily closed, the output is energized and the timer started. The output contacts latch the input and keep the output on. After a preset time of the timer comes on and breaks the latch circuit, so switching the output off. Then cascaded timer. So to give larger delay times, that which is not possible by just one timer or timers are linked together. So they are called cascaded timers. Then on-off cyclic timer. So it is used to cause an output to go on for a certain time and then off for a certain period and repeat this cycle. Then the counters. So it is used when there is a need to count a specified number of contact operations. There are two types, that is down counter. So in a down counter, the counters counts from preset value to 0. So events are subtracted from the set value, and when 0 is reached, its contact state changes. And up counter, it counts up to the preset value. That means events are added until the number reaches the set value, and when this is reached, its contact changes state. So the counter, it is a component used to count electrical pulses and store the results of the counting procedure. The instantaneous contents can be displayed and or used in a process control algorithm. So counters are classified as up counters, down counters, and up or down counters. An up counter starts at 0 and increments its contents. That means the count total by 1 in response to each pulse. When a preset value has been reached, the up counter can be reset to 0. For example, filling of bottle in a case, moving along a conveyor. For every set of bottle in a case, the counter is then reset to 0. And a down counter starts with preset value and decrements the total by 1 for each pulse received. So that is a sample counting program that is given in this slide. This is a Mitsubishi code for the counter that is given. Then the sample application of counter. it is given. So consider the problem of control of a machine which is required to direct 6 items along one path for packaging in a box, and then 12 items along another path for packaging in another box. So the application of counter or the ladder programming that is given in this slide. So this is regarding the ladder logic diagrams. Thank you.